In this video, I'm going to take you through every single remembrance that you need to complete for Guardian. There are 4 separate remembrances and a lot to go through, so let's go ahead and jump right into the video. Now, first and foremost, before we get started, it needs to be stated that you need to have defeated at least one Night Lord in order to even get access to Guardian's Remembrance at all within the journal. So I'm going to go about this assuming that you have killed a Night Lord, so we can jump right into his first journal entry, Chapter 4. Now, upon starting Chapter 4, you're going to find yourself in Round Table Hold directly in front of Raider. As you stand there, you can look around and check your map, and you'll see an exclamation point in the next room. Go ahead and run into the next room, and you're going to find Iron Menial. Now, what you need to do per usual in any NPC interaction is exhaust every single bit of his dialogue. He's going to ask you what happened between you and Raider. He's also going to ask for some clarification on your past, but after all is said and done and you've exhausted every aspect of his dialogue, you're going to be able to ask about the cursed weapon. Now, the cursed weapon has some lore in its background that you're going to find out here in this dialogue and in the rest of the remembrances, but eventually you will get a personal objective after you finish talking with the Iron Menial. Now, at this point, he's going to have no more dialogue for you, and you can go ahead and fire up an expedition in order to get your personal objective done. So, flying in on day 1, go ahead and check your map, and right here at the bottom left is going to be the crumbled golem. Now, just because you know the exact location of your target doesn't mean you should run there right away. Anytime a remembrance like this is going to have you go and destroy something in Limveld, typically that NPC or enemy is pretty difficult, so go ahead and wait until your second day and then make your way down to this golem. You will get a prompt to examine the golem and he will rise up and start fighting you. He is very simple when it comes to his moveset, but he can hit like a truck, so just be careful. After you end up defeating him, you will be rewarded with the stone stake, which is going to transition into one of Guardian's relics. Now, at this point, your personal objective is done and you can continue on through all the nights till the Night Lord and then make your way back to Round Table Hold. Once you get back to Round Table Hold, run into the next room once more and find Iron Menial. You'll exhaust all of his dialogue and then you will be able to receive the second volume item. After this, you can continue to talk to Iron Menial and exhaust the rest of his dialogue and your remembrance will be completed. Upon exiting, you are going to be greeted with the Stone Stake Relic. This Stone Stake Relic is going to give you increased duration for your character skill, which is phenomenal, and character skill cooldown reduction +3, so a fantastic relic. Now, at this point, your first remembrance is done, and we can move on to the second. However, if you have not killed another Night Lord, the second may or may not show up for you. I wasn't sure if this Night Lord I just killed for this remembrance counted as the Night Lord I needed for the next remembrance, but regardless, let's jump into number 2. Now, your second remembrance is going to be Chapter 6, so go ahead and begin that remembrance and you'll find yourself in Round Table Hold. What you need to do is open up your map and there's going to be an icon on the right. Go ahead and run to that exclamation point. Now, once you get to where the exclamation point was, which is going to be in the same room you go to in order to change your Nightfarer's skin, you're going to find a specter against the wall on the left. What you need to do is exhaust all of this specter's dialogue and you can then receive from him a charm. After this charm has been received, exhaust everything else that he has to say, and he will open up his store for you, which you can buy small relics, but if you ask me, they're really not that great. And then you can start your way back into Round Table Hold's main chamber where the Grace is. As soon as you run into that chamber, you will slowly start to get disoriented and then you'll fall over. Once you come to, you're going to find yourself on a bed in one of the next rooms, surrounded by Iron Menial and Recluse. As you sit here, you're going to have a little bit of dialogue with both of these NPCs. Get through all of their dialogue, and then what you're going to need to do is get up, and you won't have any new dialogue with Recluse or Iron Menial. You need to run all the way into the next room where the Spectre was, and you will have the chance to eliminate him or leave him alone. There's no instance where you can actually leave him alone. Leaving him alone will actually just prompt you to come back to this screen, so you do need to eliminate him. After you eliminate him, you will find out that he is gone, and you will receive the Merchant's Ledger. This ledger is going to have information that Iron Manual needs, and you can conclude your remembrance. Once you come out of your remembrance, you will be greeted with the Guardians Chalice. The Guardians Chalice is going to have 1 blue, 1 yellow, and 1 white slot. Now, if you don't have access to this next remembrance, you will have to kill 1 more Night Lord, but if you do have access to it, go ahead and start your 3rd remembrance, Chapter 7. Once you come out of your remembrance, you are going to be greeted with an icon on your map that's going to be in the next room. Run over to that icon and you're going to find Iron Manual. Exhaust all of Iron Manual's dialogue and go along with the prompts that he gives you. He is going to be inquiring about the specter that you took out last remembrance, so just answer him as he questions you. Once you finish talking to him, you are going to get a personal objective applied. So after you receive your personal objective, go ahead and head over to the Grace and fire up a expedition. Once inside your expedition, you can look to the top right of your map and you're going to see this icon flashing red. You need to make your way up to that icon where you're going to encounter a demon. This demon merchant is going to sell you a book and you do need 10,000 runes in order to get it. Now, I recommend coming here at the 2nd day, as typically that's going to be the amount of runes that you regularly have on you. But if you want to just snag your 10,000 runes and run directly here, you can do that and grab the tome for yourself. Now, after you get this tome, that is the only thing that you're going to need to do for the rest of this expedition. And let's face it, the new addition for the harder bosses is definitely not allowing anybody to beat these expeditions anytime soon, especially with no comms. Now, once you get back to the round table hold, go ahead and check your map once again, as there will be another icon back at the Iron Manual. We need to make our way back through the rooms over to Iron Manual, and we're going to give him this volume. Once you give him the volume, exhaust the rest of his dialogue, and then this particular remembrance is going to be completed. After you exit the remembrance, you will be greeted with the 3rd volume, which is going to give you a few things. Number 1, if you're using a halberd and use a charged attack, you will create a whirlwind, and you're also going to get HP restoration upon halberd attacks. Now at this point, you should be able to access Chapter 9 if you've been doing expeditions as we've been going through. However, if you can't, go ahead and do 1 more expedition, and this remembrance should show up for you. So go ahead and begin Chapter 9, and once you enter the Realm of Remembrance, check your map, and there's going to be an icon in the next room that you need to go venture to. What you're looking for is a very small prompt on the right bookshelf that I missed a few times while I was running through, but after you find this prompt, go ahead and interact with the bookshelf as you see here. It's going to give you a prompt to read through, and then after that you can check your map once more and find Recluse on the top left of the map. Once you go out the door and venture all the way to Recluse, you are going to have some of the coolest dialogue and lore that goes along with these 2 characters. But exhaust all of her dialogue and ask her if she is the maker of the curse. She's going to say that she is, and you are going to be presented with the Witch's Brooch. Now, after this, you will be presented with 2 separate options that could decide her fate in Round Table Hold. You're going to decide whether or not to punish her for her misdeed or forgive her. I went ahead and forgave her, and you get some really cool dialogue from her after you figure out what's going on between the 2 of you. At this point, the remembrance will be completed, and you can head back to Round Table Hold. Upon coming out of Round Table Hold, you're going to receive Guardians Remembrance skin as well as the Witch's Brooch. The Witch's Brooch is going to allow your allies to slowly recover HP while your art is active, and you're also going to take less damage while having Witch's Brooch on and using your ability. Lastly, you will also get +3 Vigor. And guys, that is going to be it for every single Guardian Remembrance, every single relic and item that you get, as well as his Remembrance armor. If you do have any questions about anything I've said here, or you're stuck on any given part, leave a comment down below and I will do my best to answer you as fast as possible. If you enjoy this content, make sure to subscribe, hit that bell notification on the way out, and until next time, stay safe, enjoy the game, and I'll see you in the next one.